You see that big breath? Oh, people. Okay, there is a massive gateway opening right now. It opened a few days ago, and it's a big shift. So, full disclosure, I'm in it, and this video might be a car crash. I want to get it out because, well, because of dates and times. It's my 3D bit. Okay. So I'm going to call this video mashup because, oh God, I've just remembered another aspect of it. Bear with me. So this mashup is going to be Lionsgate, which has been coming in for me since March. The full moon in Capricorn, which happens June the 22nd, 1 degree of Capricorn at 0107 GMT. And where's that bit gone? See, there's a whole bit missing. Bear with me. Right. Just get into this energy because it might be all over the place. Right. It hasn't printed the title. Here we go. So the mashup is going to be Lionsgate, full moon Capricorn, happening this Thursday, 22nd. Solstice happening. Wow. Yeah. One of the symptoms of timeline jumping is I'm out of time. Solstice, Thursday, the 20th of June at 21:51 London time. Full moon Capricorn happening June the 22nd, Saturday, at 1 degree of Capricorn. And Neptune at 29 degrees. So, moon in Capricorn. I don't really want to go into any one bit of this video too deeply. So what all I've done is, because the words are so good and I'm struggling to translate at the moment, I've just done a copy and paste of the standard astrological description for the moon in Capricorn because it speaks so loudly to this watershed moment. Moon in Capricorn, you might have a strong need for being useful to the society and to look for justification in the outside world of who you are. You may underestimate what you want from yourself and for yourself. Shyness may be accompanied by resentment of the fact that others ignore you. Do not seek approval from the outside. It will not help you get rid of your doubt and it's harmful to you. You have to trust your inner values. So this is the alignment of the inner song and how we sing it. Do we sing it truthfully or do we adjust it? And all of those words. To feed our narcissistic need to be liked, loved, respected, all of that stuff. And so we're dissolving the experiment of narcissism. And in that, we've kind of got to disappear. It's this 9 energy. We've got to disappear into the wisdom. It's the humbling of the egoic self. And as I'm writing, it's so much. The metaphysical world is so close, I can touch it. It is everywhere. And so the dissolving of this density is increasing. So I find when I'm writing, things appear from all over the place and I just capture them and weave tapestries without any responsibility to make it make sense, hence the mashup. While I'm typing, my Merriam-Webster word of the day comes in, and the word is apocryphal. Apocryphal, something described as apocryphal is of doubtful authenticity. The term is often applied to stories or legends that are often repeated, but likely not true. Okay, so immediately what this challenges is the esoteric, actually, is the formation and the archetypical container of the esoteric, of astrology and all the other mapping tools that we have been given to start to find ourselves. And this is the watershed. And I'll carry on reading. So, apocryphal, what is fake and what is within? What are you repeating in the world that you read in a book as true? Because this time is going to challenge us to speak from experience. That's the learned wisdom. That's the love wisdom. It was my experience. And in that, you stand alone, because your experience as a fragment of collective consciousness is going to be seeing through a different lens to everybody else. Okay. So I'm just going to speak through these notes. They're going to go all over the place. Tap into your body and notice. So Lionsgate messages start coming in March this year. Then I'm told the Lionsgate video needs to be called Lioness Gate, and I'm shown the lion as a lioness. Then one of my favorite readers showcases a new deck, and an image of a lioness comes through, and it's such a stunning image. Then one of my clients sends me a video about, is it Namibia? I'm going to put all of these links in the description box. Lions in Namibia, lionesses growing a mane, deepening their voice, and embodying their masculine. That's happening. So then I go back in time. I watch my Lionsgate videos from 2022 and 2023. I'll put the links in the description box. But these are the words that jumped out at me. A departure from known reality. So I was talking about the Lon Milo Duquette workshop I did to unpick the Rosicrucian cross of time and space. And I finished dissecting the middle flower, and I started to feel sick. And then in came the words, the unbonding of man from the cross of space and time. That was 2022. What if man becomes unbonded from the cross of space and time? Is time-space real? Lots of 24/6 energy. And then I say, the vortex that has pulled divinity deeply into matter, and that 11-2 that wants to bounce it back out, is letting go of the cross. Capricorn, full moon, it's complete. Let go of the material, the structure. And then I pull a card called the Karma of Kutuhala. This is the White Light Oracle, which speaks to the igniting force of the heart, and don't allow the ego to pull you into distraction to get from without what you seek to cultivate from within. This is the alignment of the inner experience becoming the aligning force carried out through an act of integrity. Kutuhala is a Sanskrit term that translates into that which excites wonder. And this speaks to the radical shift that's happening in our DNA right now as we move out of carbon density and into a higher frequency. Some refer to it as the rainbow body, the crystalline body, the plasma body. Don't read and swallow wholesale what's out there. You'll know because, right. So personally, I'm tapping into a plasma body, which is oscillating, feels like a jellyfish. Some will be tapping into a crystalline body. Some will be tapping into a rainbow body. Why? Because part of this shift is to stand in the individuality of your soul song's expression. So we can't all be the same, or we're making the same thing and calling it something different. And so the urge is, if you don't know through your personal expression, you don't know. So don't know what you don't know. That's okay. Rather than swing with the other chimpanzees. Holy shit. Oh, it's going to get me too. Okay. So then I go to Lionsgate 2023, which was slightly eclipsed by Venus crossing Lilith. It was a beautiful, beautiful reading. And that brought in Sweat Lodge and Heal That Wound. So that video brought in air, fire, initiation into something new, sacrifice, to sacrifice, learning to lie to ourselves in order to survive. The emotional ego is how we disinherit ourselves from our divine light. Feminine as the essence of cosmic life force. The Reluctant Messiah, page 29, I read a passage from that book, which was about flying without machines. And before the earth was round, we believed it was flat. 29:11:2, the sublimation of egoic will into thy will be done. So this is becoming fully obedient to the inner voice and the spirit, the soul, the gut, all the inner metaphysical machinery. Contradiction in terms, that's okay. Also, what came in was the time master, Saturn, death, balance, nurture. 24:6 came in again, time and space. And the message, catch spirit on the whisper, not on the shout. Now, I sense for a lot, they're going to be on the shout because they haven't listened. This has been going on intensely. That's notes done. I'll pop those down. For the last few years. And some went to it and answered the call, some did not. And we're going to feel that in some way. And I'm not going to speak too deeply into that. And so I begin with the Galactic deck. And first card out. Spiritual commitment. This is, I'm just trying to really distill the message to make it simple. This is about taking the hand of universal law and saying, teach me how to build, teach me how to be, teach me how to breathe in line with universal law. Universal law has death in the equation. It has birth and death, expansion and contraction. Expansion and contraction. The Capricornian way is expansion and expansion and expansion till it collapses, and then we'll rebuild it and we'll expand and on we go. And what we don't build is sustainability. Okay, so spiritual commitment. You'll know it. You'll know it. Personally, I have torn my life down and created crucifixions for myself many times in this lifetime on a flash of light, without question. Not saying it wasn't utterly terrifying. Not saying in those moments I didn't lose all grasp on what was stability and security. But catch spirit on the whisper, not the shout. You'll know it. It's coming. It's so close. It's so close. I was talking to a friend the other day and I was channeling and I could just see everything that's coming in. It's coming in through what feels like a permeable membrane, everything, nature, spirits. Even when I look at the grass now, as I stare at the grass, it starts to spin, and that's the universe turning. And so, yes, and so we're into this lovely controlled psychosis. Okay, so that's how that is now. My personal experience. Okay. And here's the shift. And I'm not speaking to everybody here. I'll be speaking to the people who have done the soul work and really emptied the cave. So I've been in deep process for about 10 days, and I was sent a vortex process to work with. I won't share it here. And so I've been working with this vortex of energy. I've been burping for 12 days. Burping for 12 days. So there's this something coming online, and it's expanding and contracting. Something new coming online. And I will share this with you. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no. Right. I've just accidentally knocked the Galactic deck over and it's split here. And I think this is where Lionsgate comes in. This is the Sirius alignment coming through our central sun. So this is the spiritual sun coming through our central sun. Yesterday, I was in mirror energy and I felt a shift coming yesterday. And for about a week now, I've been gently tearing up and just allowing the emotion. It's felt like grief. And so with no engagement of the intellect, what is this? I need to understand that, because that's part of the Capricornian way. That's where the intellect gets in the way of a natural somatic healing process. So I've just been allowing tears to come, and it's felt like grieving something. And yesterday it came to a head, and I knew I was leaving. And I went to photographs and I looked through some old photographs. I even pondered making a little slideshow to share on YouTube, but that doesn't feel natural at the moment. And as I looked through these photos, I just went into a full emotional purge. And it was grieving for a me that is going. And that's my graduation. And so I hop onto another new timeline, which might come with a lot of headaches. I've had headaches for about 4 days. I've got one coming in again now. So again, this is for me, this is the expansion and the contraction. And so there is a graduation. And in line with universal law, there won't be anything that escapes this, but we're all going to feel it uniquely. All of nature, all of universe. And here we have Sirius coming in again. And so stepping into the emptiness is to access that void space where there is no matrix, there is no programming, there is no book telling you how to behave in one of 88 million situations. There are 88 known constellations that we've recorded. And so the invitation here is to sit in nothing. There's nothing. And that's going to challenge every ounce of doing this in you. Capricorn, it's over. Stop doing. Somebody literally said to me last week, I stay busy so I don't have to get too sentimental. And the one thing that would set them free is to have one of those really ugly cries, you know, where there's snot and tears and tissues all over the floor. One of those really ugly cries that purges the body from everything that it's holding. So the emptiness will challenge. Thank you. Boredom. Yeah, that word has been given to me 3 or 4 times recently. I did the numerology on it. I'm not going to bring that in because I've no idea where I put it. But boredom isn't what we think. It's so much more. It's an invitation. It's an invitation into this. So pulse of life. Hey, oh, interesting. Oh my God. I need a drink. Underlying story. Revelations. And go all the way up the fractal here. Because what the generational planets are doing right now is game changing. So secrecy will be revealed from the personal all the way up to the galactic. If it exists down here, it exists out there, in here. So where we have outsourced ourselves, we haven't nurtured. And remember, the 2 big themes for June are nourishment and accessing a higher love. So learning to nurture, sublimated by education, the workplace, religion, corporate, pharmaceutical, royalty. Basically, every time we bow to something out there or make sacred something out there, it's just a projection of something in here that we can't look at. The linear thinking is the intellectual mind. Why did that happen? Yeah, it happened. And so dissolving that need to understand everything. And a lot of our need to understand everything is because of our fear of rejection and judgment, which tends to happen in a divisive society. Give me that message again. This has been framed, karmic balance has been framed like the eternal sin, supported by religion to keep us in the mindset of brokenness, unworthiness, sinners. It's like 15/6 energy, saint or sinner. Well, both, actually. It's over. This program is over. We can now listen. I'm speaking to those that have done the work, okay, that have reintegrated the dissociated parts of themselves, the disembodied parts of themselves, that have done the shadow work to reintegrate the aspects of self that aren't online, that are projected out, hanging around somewhere. Bear with me. There's a lot coming in here. Okay. This is about harmonizing polarization that you're. Do you know, one of my bosses used to say to me, Chrissy, if they're not for you, they're against you. And as the age of Pisces passes through our experience, true compassion is going to rise up from the dissolving of the victim wound. Thank you. True compassion will rise out of the dissolving of the victim wound. Use everything as if it is nature coming to help you grow. You know, and this is where the whole love light movement. Yeah, I want to speak to this. The love light movement does not do shadow work. It lives in its upper chakras, and it talks of 5D ascension. Nobody really knows what 5D ascension means. I haven't really found the science to back it up. And I'm quite a scientific woman, which is why I don't use any of that language. I use language like radiation sickness, which tends to match a lot of the 5D ascension symptoms. I prefer the science of it. That was another word that came through. What was that word that came through? I can't remember. And so true compassion, it's coming through as something that looks like Tai Chi. And it's to take the energy. And it's just energy. In the 3D, it will look like a what? Judgment, an insult, whatever, mean behavior. But that's like the kid level. Take the energy. I was thinking about, do you know what? I'm going to read this to you. As I was thinking this morning about, so as I was doing my personal trauma work, this book of poetry was birthed. And one of the poems. So if any of you have watched the video I did with Steph Zagorski from Ice Cry, I say one word in that video about how careful I've had to be in my lifetime with my light, because useful, and useful was the word. And before I perfected, mastered my boundaries, that's where I finish and other begins. I was just an empath sponge. And a lot of you will know that. And so to master where my energy, where my field merges with another, is to take ownership of my no. And I went to a Mind Body Spirit, one of the last I ever went to. I don't go to them anymore, it's too much energy. And one of the last Mind Body Spirit fairs I went to was more than 10 years ago. And they were on me like flies, because what I'd stupidly done before walking in, sat under a tree, done a meditation, expanded my energy. I was like a beacon. I totally deserved what I got, but they were on me like flies, all unloading their life story. And so I left immediately, sat under a tree, and this poem came out. It's called Old Lady Rant. Do not railroad me with your troubles and your woes. I am not a sponge for your unmet needs, nor a chalice to carry your poison. I have a story, a verse, and a song, but I cannot sing over your inane, unconscious drivel. I am pinned to a spot I no longer wish to occupy, suffocating as I hold safe space for you to bleed into me. Energy rape, check your proximity, hungry for love, trampling the innocent, ignorant of protocol. Not sensing my days, nor cognizant of my stupor, you prattle and witter the very life from my bones. Talking me dry, energy vampire, hollow carcass, devoid of gnosis, rant over. Okay? I guide everybody to create a secret book of poetry where you can speak your filth and never have to share it. But I'm past caring now, because I've nothing left to prove to anybody. What you think of me is nothing to do with me. And so what I wasn't in was true compassion. In true compassion, I'd have been able to hold my field and witness. That's the movement. So my no is, there's nothing I need to do with you. And my yes is, I can see what I am in this. And then it's that gentle witnessing choice. Do I stay? Do I go? True compassion. Okay. Underlying story. New timelines coming in. Spirals, lots of spirals with that. That will trigger that. It's designed to. True compassion. That's triggered me. Not you've triggered me. That's triggered me. Right, go there. Drop what you're doing. Take the breath to that spot that's triggered, that's activated. Get the mind out of the way and learn. Move to student and learn. Now, this is interesting, because this wanted to link, oh, Christ, I need to go. See, I'm out of time and space to that. I sense, wow, dragons. That. Dragons, energy transmission, that. And this is, if there's ever an arrival, and there isn't an arrival point, but let me just use that concept. If there is an arrival point, it's that is different to that. Okay. Come here now. So anxiety will kick in when you're over there. I once had a client in the olden days when I used to see clients in the flesh. I had a client, wonderful human being, who was bringing anxiety. And I walked over to where they were sitting on the couch and I pulled a cushion from behind them just to jolt them. And I tossed the cushion across the room and I sat down in my chair, no words. And the client went into trigger. And I said, if you can affect that cushion from where you're sitting, go for it without touching it. I said, now come back here. Here now. How are you? Completely different to over there. We can't control what's over there. We don't know. We think we know. Pulling down of the esoterica. Wow, stop mapping. In the here and now, things are very rarely the same as how we perceive them to be over there. That's nameless dread. Okay. I'm going to speedily wrap this up because I've just seen the time. Am I going here? No, I'm going straight to, I sense this will be a series. I might be wrong, but I haven't spoken it all through yet. It's just building. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Beautiful. Right. I'm being shown somebody with a question who goes to a tarot deck. And this is saying, shh, stop and drop. Stop, drop into the body and listen. Some of you may have stopped doing personal readings for yourself because it's coming through so clearly. The universe coming in, really. It's open. The gateway is open. It's going to be a powerful week. Oh, it is a powerful week. Come here now, Chrissy. It is a powerful week. Divine source. Nope, don't like the words on that. Intuition. Yeah, intuition is basically saying you're not the same as everybody else, and you are, and both are true. Be extraordinary and personal. And that's it, my lovelies. I've got to go. Yeah, this is, look, how many cards? This card keeps popping in. It's even popped in, and I didn't bring it into the reading 4 or 5 times recently. And this is grieve. Allow yourself to say goodbye to an old version of you that's going to be passing away. And let's allow 2 weeks for this window that's going to be passing away. Look through photos, be sentimental, be loving. That was you then. You did that, and you're here now. I gotta go. Stop talking. I'm having too much fun. I love you guys. Do the clicky thing. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.